Well, I mean, I don't
Just
care
to
to share
even see
one or
if I
two.
remember him.
No, but you probably don't. But because
Yeah, maybe not.
well, I'll just give you one for instance, rather than kind of toying with it since we're talking about here. But I remember, of course, at the time when you actually got the big back injury, I was working out with you quite a bit at that point in time. Like
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And so we were together quite a bit at that time. And just to be clear, I never had a chance of doing anything. I was just having fun.
It was awesome.
Just for
Yeah,
anybody,
it was awesome.
just fun. I was just having fun.
Doesn't matter who's there. It's always better with
Yeah,
someone.
oh, absolutely, absolutely. So, but I remember, I remember the day it happened. But I also remember a few days after. Well, I remember the immediate days after. But the thing that picks out to me the most was when, like, it's maybe I think it's the first time you were trying to work out again after the back, so you're a little bit mobile and you're trying to do something, and like by all intents and purposes, by all intents and purposes of 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 us mere mortals, we're like what you did was impressive, but having worked out with you so much, I know like it wasn't anywhere what you would have
Yeah,
been before your
right,
back
right, right.
injury. But I remember too that you were I could visibly tell like you were, if I can use the term, like a ball of internal rage, like a ball of internal frustration.
Great.
And because you don't really you don't really like you're not too outward on that stuff, but I could tell having spent so much time with you, and I could just tell look at your face, and you maybe had said 2 or 3 words at all, which if anybody knows Ger, if we're in the box, there's 2 or 3 words or something wrong. It's like me too. If I'm not saying anything, people are like, "What's going on? What's going on with you?"
Yeah.
It's just it's our personalities. But I remember, but you probably don't remember that at all because there's not too much remarkable about it. But I tell you, at the time, I know you did because even though nothing was said to me untoward, but it was just, I'll say, for all intents and purposes, it was just weird. Like, it was a me and you session, and it was just weird.
Oh,
And I can't remember. I think it's maybe 1 or 2 other people, but it was just like the midday sessions we used to have, right?
Yeah, of course.
But I remember, and I know at the time it impacted you so much, even though like you never said anything to me, like there's nothing like you did towards me, but like you got back like maybe within an hour, and like on Facebook Messenger, you had apologized, like because it was just that like weird and awkward, but I could tell like right like internally like that you were like so frustrated, like so like rough. Yeah. Anyway, so so that's what I'm saying. If I say I remember, you probably don't, and probably most people don't. But just that. But I realized at that point I was like, man, he's in a bad spot. Not because I could see, because I knew like, what happened to your back was serious enough, and I knew like mentally, I knew that would be super challenging, and it's almost one of those things to me that I think makes it to me would make it more challenging would be the fact that every day, since you own the box, you own the facility, you're training people, it's like salt in the wound every day. Like you're going to the box, you're showing up to the place. This is your dream maker. Like,
yeah, right.
You're showing up there. Anyway, so I've taken too much time talking about this, but so I'll edit that out later. But but just to give you an idea, like, but